Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GameStar TV for this show exhibition match. Call it what you will. It's entertaining nonetheless. It's Twisted Vision versus Crimson Academy. And Crimson Academy actually did very, very well there, surprising a lot of us here in the box as well as myself. I mean, their camping was great. Their rotations just lacking a little bit. You can just tell that Twisted Vision is the slightly more experienced team here. But I reckon given a bit more training, Crimson Academy are going to be major, major contenders coming into, potentially into the Premier Division, should they be successful in making it. But as we go into game number 2, ladies and gents, remember all games tonight will be a best of 3 series. So should TV take this one, then we'll be getting into the second game, the second match of the evening. But we're going to go over to Sky Temple now as we shake things up a little bit. TV taking Cursed Hollow. Let's see what they can do on Sky Temple, because Crimson Academy are breathing down their necks here, you wish.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. You know, going for another larger map again. So macro rotation's very important. So I really want to see Crimson Academy adapt. Like you said, they got out-rotated a little bit. Got those picks just a little bit too much on Matt on the Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'll be interested to see maybe if they go with the Samurai ban. I mean, it's definitely something that's viable on Sky Temple. So if they think that they might need to ban that if they don't want to deal with coffee, it was relatively effective on that Samurai. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt.
I'm actually extremely excited to see what Crimson Academy can do once they are polished. I mean, everything about their game was trainable. Everything that they were lacking in that match against Twisted Vision on Cursed Hollow is fixable. It's not like anybody's not pulling their weight. It's just slower rotations, timing on the camps, and protecting the front line. There were a few occasions there where both the Diablo and the Dahaka were left up creek without a paddle. And I mean, the paddle being the heals in this scenario, and they just got taken down, which gave Twisted Vision many early tribute point advantages, which allowed them to take the fights, then take the boss, and then create that snowball effect and just suffocate Crimson Academy. And Twisted Vision are actually going to respect Matt's Diablo here, because that lightning breath was causing them issues last game.
Yeah, for sure. And then with the respect up and on the Samurai. But yeah, no, that lightning breath, that set up those couple of team fights that Crimson Academy did really, really well. And it'll be interesting, like you said about how they can progress. If they just treat this like a scrim, like, you know, Twisted Vision, it would be a good scrim partner for them. So if they treat that like that and get this experience, go over these replays later on, you know, with the Crimson Academy team, like with their coaches, they should be able to learn a lot from this series, regardless of how the next game or 2 games go.
Yeah, respect ban on the Diablo, as well as the respect ban on Coffee's Samuro. And it is going to be Dahaka and Muradin locked in from Crimson Academy, so going straight for the front line, not showing too many of their cards. Urel and Diablo ban for Twisted Vision. Now, Genji, the first pick for TV. Now, this one is interesting because Genji often gets banned or picked up in the first phase for obvious reasons, you wish. He's mobile, he is deadly, he's extremely slippery, and unless you have something like a targeted stun to deal with him, your team just may struggle a little bit, especially on the back line. So with Twisted Vision picking that Genji, that's either going to force Crimson Academy to play very, very, I want to say ballsy, in terms of the fact, do they go for the squishies knowing that there is that threat of the Genji, or will it be more of a melee-heavy lineup forcing that squishy Genji into the line of fire for everybody involved? We'll have to wait and see as the final ban is coming across. It is going to go over to Crimson Academy first, so they're going to chunk down the clock the whole way, and it will be Blaze taken away.
Yeah, something interesting, something we didn't really see. I don't think Blaze turned up in the game. I don't think he was banned even in the last game, so that's interesting. Think about something, a good counter for Genji would be possibly an Uther. Like you said, he gets that stun if he dives into the back line and Uther's there ready to go. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, not something we see necessarily a lot, unless you're Team Octalysis and then you decide to run Uther as your main tank like they did on the weekend, which is always entertaining. But I wouldn't suggest our teams probably do that at this point.
Do not recommend. Do not recommend in the slightest. Yes, he's a paladin. Yes, he wears armor. Yes, he's got all that good things about him, but as a main tank, yeah, let's revisit that one. Maybe in a few patches' time, you wish. We can only hope, hey?
We can only hope. Or we'll just have to leave it to Justine to do it.
Oh!
But Alex Straza Maev. So Luke on Maev, I don't know if you had the chance to see any of the Open Division, but he is phenomenal. The things he can get with his pulls and him just constantly pressuring with that fan of knives, he really sets up the rest of the team for really massive plays. So I'm actually excited to see that we've got Mayev through the ban phase this time. It's going to be interesting to see if he can make it work.
What's with all the Xylians heroes tonight? I just want to throw that one out there. I mean, we saw the Samuro, now we're seeing the Mayev, and it's going to be Felstad and Valera to round it out for Twisted Vision alongside Johanna, Whitemane, and Genji. And the way that Crimson Academy are picking here is very smart. They've heeded my warnings, and it looks as though they are going to be going a very melee-heavy comp. Alex Straza is one of those healers that, you know, you group up, you heal, everybody knows the kit, and especially on Sky Temple, where point control is key. Excited to see who their last pick here is going to be. Will it be somebody like an... Ooh, I was going to say somebody perhaps like an Illidan would have been okay, but Abathur's banned, so I guess that one sort of pushed that one out. But Phoenix is going to be locked in here, played by Ashley. We saw the power that Phoenix had, especially once he hit level 10 last game, you wish. Those purification salvos were causing all sorts of problems for Twisted Vision, as well as the cutters. I mean, Phoenix has just always been strong right off the bat. No matter how many times you can hit him with a nerf hammer, it's just his kit, which is the most threatening part.
Yeah, most definitely. And it'd be interesting to see, like you said, with the point control, that Alex Straza, we get that dragon form that comes in so much handy for maps like this, Infernal Shrines. So if they can pop that at the right time, force Twisted Vision back off of the point, get those crucial tower shots, and, you know, they see if they can make it work.
So as we go over to Sky Temple, remember Twisted Vision, should they take this map, they will be successful in defeating their opponent, Crimson Academy, and then we'll get into We Left School for this versus Impenetrable Hill. Let's get a bit of hype around for that game, but this one is what it's all about. Whitemane, Valera, Genji, Johanna, and Falstad, extremely strong. You've got Falstad with that global pressure, being able to just traverse lanes at will, basically, as well as the Dahaka on the side of Crimson Academy. Raven, yet again, is going to have those duties in the solo lane. Probably going to go up against Falstad, but let's go, ladies and gentlemen. The game is underway. On the blue side, we have got Twisted Vision. Magic Gnome is going to be playing Whitemane. Coffee on Valera. Gondo on the Genji. Spazzo is going to be playing Johanna, and Falstad. Penta will be playing Falstad. Or is Falstad playing Penta? Who knows?
Who knows? You just. And on the red side for Crimson Academy, we got Matt playing the tank on the Muradin. Luke, I was saying on that Mayev. Pulse Crocs, the Alex Straza, again on that Dahaka, and Ashley, the Phoenix.
So will we have the ANZ punch-up? We didn't see it last time, that good old-fashioned brawl in the mid lane, and it looks as though both of these teams have got their priorities on. Raven is actually going to use an early Brush Stalker here to give vision, and he's going to spot Twisted Vision as they come across, but Coffee is there being cheeky on the Valera. Raven actually going to get a drag off onto Magic Gnome, who's playing Whitemane this time. Luke actually gets a fantastic Umbral Bind off, collecting 3, and Gondo has taken a lot of damage, and he's going to be forced into a retreat here. Spazzo now on the Johada at level 1, extremely squishy, and gets taken down. Well done, Crimson Academy. They start this game off perfectly.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Luke not proving me wrong. That Umbral Bind was absolutely perfect. And he's going to go for it again onto Coffee. That's one of their playmates, one of Crimson's favourites, and they've done that absolutely beautifully. They've stepped back out, and Genji died.
Yeah, I missed that one as well, but alas, Gondo is taken down, and that's 3 kills over to the side of Crimson Academy. They will be happy with that, and already taking a commanding EXP lead, you wish.
Yeah, not very often we see at level 2, half level to 3/4 of a level lead, so... Well, yeah, this has already started off as exciting.
So the camps now is where Crimson Academy are going to turn their attention to. Once again, it's going to be the siege camps. They'll get that pushing down the bottom lane, and Twisted Vision are going to answer back and do the exact same thing. So level 3 currently just being hit by Crimson Academy at 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game. Up in the top lane, it will be Coffee versus Raven, who can actually cause Raven quite a few issues here should he combo his abilities perfectly. That silence is going to be absolutely annoying for the man on Dahaka. Meanwhile, back into the bottom lane, Gondo goes in, who's going to have a rough time, it must be said. Crimson Academy have done very well to draft Genji out of this game. Umbral Bind is going to collect Penta here, but I was going to say Penta's too smart to get dragged in, but Luke actually gets the pull off there. Alex Straza will throw down the Abundance and just provide everybody with some much needed sustainability. But speaking of the healers, you've got Whitemane on the side of Twisted Vision. So we've had a couple swaps come up this time in terms of healers. here, you wish, but nevertheless, Twisted Vision, they've clawed their way back, they've hit level 4, and now they're on an even talent tier. This is where they can get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, that's it. Those early experience leads don't usually lead to too much. And there's just a bit of tussling backwards and forwards now in the bottom lane as we get ready for the first lot of temples to come up.
And that will be in 20 seconds' time. Meanwhile, Coffee going extremely deep. He's actually going up against Muradin this time. So Matt now misses the Storm Bolt as Dahaka is going to get some vision going the way of Crimson Academy. Coffee being very, very aggressive here on the Valera. Matt lands the Storm Bolt this time, and Raven goes in for the drag, narrowly missing. The tongue just flicking the dirt that came off his heels there as we get into the first temple phase. Ashley with that plasma cutter, just making sure that Spazzo knows that he's there. Magic Gnome doing what White Mane does and keeps everybody in tip-top shape. Now, Coffee's taking a lot of pressure here, is forced to run the long way, and will actually... I thought he was going to get away there as the Umbral Bind sort of favoured him there, dashed away, but alas, Squishy Valera is squishy, and he goes down, and 4 kills on the side of Crimson Academy will extend that EXP lead ever so slightly, but Twisted Vision still in this. Level 7 is very important here, because Crimson Academy, I was going to say are going to hit that first, but have a look at Falstad down in the bottom lane. Penta just getting his team back into this, knows that you need to fight in an even talent here when it comes to objective time. So Twisted Vision, they are going to be still in this. Big stun coming out now, meanwhile, in the mid lane, or just above the mid lane rather, at the first temple, as Gondo goes extremely deep, gets himself across that wall with that cybernetic agility. Meanwhile, he's out of the fight as Dragon Queen is popped. Burrow will come across. Coffee taking a lot of damage. Fan of Knives doing so much work here for Luke on the Maiev at the moment. In goes Ashley. Plasma Cutter does chunks, but not enough as Croxley on the Alexstrasza in this Dragon Queen form, providing a lot of heals as well as a lot of damage, and that will actually zone Twisted Vision back. Spazzo is forced to go back in. Didn't quite have Iron Skin, but in the nick of time it comes up, and that will allow him to get away.
I was on the edge of my seat there. Crimson Academy playing incredibly well. These heroes that they're very good with. Matt on the Muradin just landing those Storm Bolts after Storm Bolts, just racking up that quest really early. And Luke, just these Umbral Binds, his Fan of Knives, just getting these resets. He's doing such a fantastic job of keeping Twisted Vision on their toes and forcing them back.
Level 7 talent here by both of these teams at the moment, but 8 is just waiting in the wings as Crimson Academy. They're going to hit that first and attempt to go for a steal here as Gondo, like we mentioned before, isn't really having as much of an impact on this game just because of the way that Crimson Academy have drafted here. He tried to take the siege camps in favour of Twisted Vision, but that was stolen away with the pressure coming from Ashley on that Phoenix, you wish. Big plays.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. We saw in that last team fight as one's about to start. Gondo went for the Alexstrasza, but they just managed to back up, just keep her alive, put that pressure on so that he that was in was on the back foot. They're doing a fantastic job of just keeping him at arm's length, which is what they want to do when you're talking about a Genji.
As the second temple phase is going to spawn down bottom, so keep your eye on that one very, very soon, as we're just under 6 minutes in this game. Crimson Academy still with a 4-kill lead. Coffee does chunks to Matt on the Muradin, who's just able to dwarf toss himself back over the wall. Now, the camps, again, are where Crimson Academy excel, and they're going to take their hard camp and get that pressure pouring down the top lane. Meanwhile, Raven doing a good job of duking it out with former Mind Freak representative Penta here. He's climbed the pinnacle. He's been all that way up the mountain. He's tasted victory before, hoping to replicate that here, filling in for Twisted Vision. I believe currently playing for Funky Moon. And I believe, I could be wrong there, but alas, subbing in for Twisted Vision tonight. Always good to see Penta on stream.
Yeah, most definitely. And he was definitely a part of Funky Moon's success. Funky Moon did very, very well. They didn't make those top 2, but they were definitely in contention, a 3rd or 4th by the end of the season. So did well under Penta's, like I said, much experienced guidance. And both teams managing to hit 10 almost at exactly the same time.
And Gondo now dashes in, and Phoenix and Alexstrasza are probably the 2 best targets for him to take here. Umbral Bind, but alas, he uses the X-Strike to get away, but gets taken down. Well done there by Crimson Academy to pinch him out of that one. Penta now decides to join the party, does chunks to Matt, who throws out the Gust. That will just force Crimson Academy back 4 now. Luke with this Fan of Knives on Maiev, just getting it done. Crimson Academy are so good in their pressure here. Now they're going to take the temple in their favor for now. They're going to flip that point. But without Gondo, Twisted Vision know that they can't take this fight just because of the ability that Crimson Academy have here to hold these points with that Alex Straza, with that Phoenix, with that Maiev as well, who's also got the Warden Cage. We haven't seen that one yet. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. He's going extremely deep as Luke forces out the Vault of the Wardens. In goes Lifebinder as well as the Purification Salvo. Lots of damage. It collects 4 on the side of Twisted Vision, and they actually get Spazzo on the Johanna. Coffee goes down on the Valera as well. And Crimson Academy is extending their lead here. Twisted Vision, you could argue that they haven't picked, necessarily meta, but Crimson Academy, you cannot take anything away from them. They are executing their fights to perfection. They've learned from their past mistakes. They're protecting their front line and letting the DPS do DPS things.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Their hands, I just can't keep going back to the fact that Luke on this Maiev, it was something we learned in the Open Division. Mind you, it looks like Twisted Vision going to put some pressure on him now.
I don't know what that gust was coming out from Penta there. That doesn't secure the kill, but Crimson Academy, they're going to lose Maiev, and they'll be happy with the way that they played that one. They've currently taken a fortification, and now they're going to turn their attention to the boss. That's Twisted Vision I'm talking about. That's more of a bait than anything else. I mean, Crimson Academy, they should be smart enough to not fall for this. I mean, you're one player down. Twisted Vision are strong. They've got very late game heroes. I mean, you've got that the Valera. Genji only gets stronger as he goes on, and Falstad as well can be an absolute beast should the time come. Coffee actually forced to use the Cloak of Shadows there to retreat, but it's on a short cooldown. He won't be too phased about that one. And Twisted Vision, they tried to bait the boss, but Crimson Academy, they pushed them off.
Yeah, and a good job with that too. Noticing the
drag onto Coffee! Sorry to interrupt you there. Big drag coming out from Raven. Max range onto Coffee, and he gets sent back to the bench with a 25-second spawn timer in his face. So now just maybe Crimson Academy turn their attention to the boss.
And they're going to have to watch it. Yeah, Johanna used her Blessed Shield in that engage to try and save Coffee, but they're going to have to watch this Gust. That Gust is up with Penta. They're going to have to watch they don't get that boss stolen if they're not lucky. As he flies down now, see what they're going to try and do.
Gondo on the back line has got a few shurikens there onto Croxy. Now the Lifebinder comes out. He selects Luke. Meanwhile, the boss goes in. There's the Gust you were talking about. And is this the game of throws? No, it is going to be Crimson Academy. Hang on a minute. Spazzo uses Warp Toss aggressively, and that will cost Whiteman the kill. Spazzo is just getting absolutely cornered at the boss, and Crimson Academy, they're going to take the boss. 20 seconds until the next temple phase. It's going to be top and bottom, directly north and south of the map. And we have a look at this replay. It was neck and neck there for a while. But those frags going the way of Crimson Academy, just tipping the tide into their favor. They're currently level 14, 10 kills to 1 in their favor, and now they're going to put the pressure on this bottom lane.
Yeah, that was fantastic. They predicted that boss. Matt kept his Dwarf Toss. You notice they were very spread out so that they could still move on the same time as Twisted Vision onto that boss point. Use his Dwarf Toss to get onto the point. That was perfectly well done. They anticipated that move from Penta. They got those couple of kills. Boss, Crimson played really, really well this game.
Yeah, they seem to have just leveled up. Hey, Raven taking a lot of damage is forced to use his Essence charges. So should Twisted Vision decide to go for the top temple, that just might be a little bit more successful, considering that Crimson Academy are all over this bottom lane like a bad rash. They're going to take the temple into their favor, but Twisted Vision, when I say Twisted Vision, I mean Penta by himself will actually force Raven out and off that top temple. So a little bit going their way, but when you're 9 kills down, you're going to need a little bit more than just a slight advantage here, you wish.
Yeah, for sure. And Raven, making the smart point. They held that the temple on bottom, managed to get that bottom keep. There was no need for him to overstay his welcome on that top and back up. They only lost a little bit of damage on that fort. So that was really smart play backing up. They're not taking that unnecessary risk.
Hard camp now going to be taken by Crimson Academy once again. Level 13 to level 17. You wish. Just let that sink in for a minute. This is the Open Division team against a Premier Division team, and the Open Div team, they've just turned up. They have just leveled up something shocking. They have hit their final form. They've absorbed the final android, and they are just dominating this game at the moment. But something tells me that come the next game, Twisted Vision just might get a little bit more serious should they be unsuccessful in this game.
Yeah, that's it. It's not over yet. You know, they're pushing into bottom, trying to get that experience. The problem is Crimson Academy is going to threaten this keep at top, and even with that fort going down, Twisted Vision are still nowhere near 16. So they're getting the experience that they can. Fulsad's, Penta's staying down there to keep soaking, but it's going to take him a long time to soak at entire levels of experience.
That's something he did well at the start of this game, just keeping them back in. We saw Crimson Academy go out of the box hard. That fly coming out there from Penta just doesn't find its mark. I could see a cheeky gust just waiting in the winds there, quite literally, to force Crimson Academy into in a bit of a precarious position in the top lane. I'm talking under towers and whatnot. But regardless, they managed to read it. They survive. It's Matt this time actually going to bait them in here. Luke waiting in the bushes. Ooh, goes out with the Vengeful Spirit. Will collect Valera, but close Cloak of Shadows, and Unstoppable will stop the Umbral Bind from propping him back in. Meanwhile, Crimson Academy, yet again, they're going to steal the siege camps away from Twisted Vision here, you wish, as we get into the next temple phase, sub 10 seconds. Again, 3 for 3 now, down in the bottom lane. This time it's going to be in mid 2.
Yeah, that's it, and hopefully Twisted Vision, they'll hit 16 pretty shortly, so they should be able to contest this. It's still a little while away from Crimson getting 20, so they're not something they have to worry about. They've just got to worry about not dying.
Well, that's it, and they just have the advance. Their game's this point in time here, you wish. And should Twisted Vision hit this level 16 talent tier, as they're going to do right now, this is the best chance that they will have, and they have had all game to get themselves back into this. Before level 20 is when they need to do it, and they're no fools. They know that. They're the Premier team here. They're seasoned. They're experienced. And they know that now is the time to go. But Spazzo's going to get caught on the Johanna. Goes into the Iron Skin. Divine Reckoning comes across here from the White Mane. Lifebinder for days, though, is going to keep Alex Straza alive. Luke's going to get taken down, so this could be it. Twisted Vision, they're taken down by yet. That's a lot of damage. Pulse Croxley is on that Alex Straza. Dragon Queen has been popped. And with this advantage, they squander it. They lose Spazzo to Twisted Vision, so now it's a 4-on-4. Magic Gnome, though, falls to the pressure, who was just running the wrong way. They didn't really have much to go. And, well, Twisted Vision, what has happened? Crimson Academy with 4 quick kills. Gondo, the slippery Genji, the only one alive, and they're not even going to bother with the temples. They're going for the jugular.
Yeah, and this replay, again, that we're seeing, that was just perfect. They lost that Maev nice and early, but they got that lockdown. Mac just landing those storm bolts just on and on, getting that pierced. He's got these quests completed, and then that's it. What a complete, well, not a combined, but I'd say a complete different game to last series, because Crimson Academy did a fantastic job in game 1, but really just stepped it up with that draft and with their play. Just really just took it to Twisted Vision.
They did. I mean, you could argue the Twisted Vision's draft was a little bit left of center, but regardless, they're here to try things, and this is where you do it. If you want to have fun, you do it in a show match. You want to run it down, you do it in a show match. And with 2 kills to 14, I think that's enough fun for Twisted Vision. I think they're more than happy to play this one out, because nobody likes losing, even if it is in a show match. But we can only wait and see, you wish. But Crimson Academy, they polished their gameplay fantastically compared to the last game. The front line was being protected. They outdrafted Twisted Vision with that first pick Genji, and you really have to hand it to them. They didn't really put a foot wrong that game. Penta tried as best as he could with 11k experience to keep Twisted Vision back into it, but when the rest of your team is dead, that's a lot of soak that you're going to be missing out on. One man just can't do it, even if you are Penta. But that's going to be it for game number 2. Series is a best of 3. The next one's going to be the decider, so we're going to take a very, very short break just as we get this game set up to get underway, and we'll be back very, very shortly right after this.